Hey rookies, what's up? Welcome to another edition of the Bourbon Rookie, where truth be told, I've been sitting on these bottles of barrel proof. This is rye and these are bourbons. I've been sitting on these for about 6 months, and they've just been collecting dust while I've been lazy and with my videos. And considering the fact that Barrel Bourbon just issued a new release on one of their lines. I think it's number 35, batch 35, Bourbon Barrel batch 35. It's been making its way around the YouTube circle on a lot of other review channels, so I thought maybe this was a timely way to introduce myself to these bourbons. I didn't want to do a long review, but this might go a little long just because I've never had these before. And I got 3 bottles here which are part of their main line. They're not special releases or anything like that. These are pretty readily available in stores, averaging from 70 to 90 bucks depending upon the store near you where you live. So the nose on this is really nice. And you know, we're in summer, fairly hot day, and I'm getting like a note of peach. I'm not getting a lot of alcohol in the nose. Which I like. I don't always like to be inundated with. What's the proof on this? So this is 115.88 proof. It's a good proof point. Cheers. That has got, and again, office jokes all day long. That's got a great mouth coating. That was the first thing that came into mind with my overall impression. Sorry if I'm smacking a lot of it, doing a lot of lip smacking. I don't always like that when I hear that from reviewers, so. So I'm not really getting peach, even though I was picking that up heavily on the nose. I am getting like a little bit of an apricot on the palate. I'm getting a nice oak on the finish. Very woodsy on the finish, especially going down into the palate. You know, it's funny, I'm searching for stuff to pick up, but those are the overall things that I'm getting out of this. Now, this is the dovetail. Almost a different nose. I'm getting a lot of dankness on this nose. Like when they say dank or wet basement, I kind of know what they mean now. A little bit more spice in the nose. There's a sweet, my watch keeps pinging. Almost a cedar. There's almost a little bit of a cedar profile on this nose, along with a little apricot that I'm getting on this nose. Cheers. So, wow, what a difference. This one is a lot more oily, richer. It's much richer. I'm getting a lot less of the oak, even at this higher proof. It's almost a creamier mouthfeel even than this. Where I found this was viscous, this is even more oily, more viscous. Almost even a chocolate note to this, which is wonderful. It's fantastic. I mean, I'd have to give the edge to this guy. The Dovetail. Nice hog. Nice long finish. Totally different nose. This is the lightest nose of the three, from what I'm gathering. It's lightest in the sense it's the crisp. It's more crisp than the three. It's not dank. This is almost like, it's very, to me, it's almost citrusy. I don't know. I'm picking up the apricot. It's almost like a scent that you would use in a cleaning product or an air freshener. It's nice. It's almost like a different type of a peach. You know how you have like a Georgia peach or you have a white peach versus the regular peach? It's almost like that. But because it's in my head, I am picking up the apricot. I'm not getting a lot of the alcohol. And again, this is 118, so it's still a little bit higher than this one. Wow. So this actually, my overall impression so far, it somewhat matches the nose. But whereas this had a dank note to it, this has almost a dank mouth flavor or feel. It's not as viscous as these two. Wow. Holy shit. It's but I would almost say that this is the most complex of the three. In the sense that that last sip I had was all over the place. I got rushed with like almost like a grape, strawberry, apricot note, sweetness, and then I got blasted, which I still have, and even now my eyes are starting to water a little bit, of an oaky presence to it that I just wasn't expecting. And so we're back. Now what I want to look at, and I'm right back to square one. I'm getting a little bit more creme brulee on here. Now what I did was I just went to the website real quick just to pull up some of their tasting notes and nosing notes, and I just wanted to see where I was off and where I may have been close. Not to say I'm right, because I am a rookie. I don't really know exactly what I'm doing. I'm just kind of learning as I go along. But I'm getting a little bit more chocolate, custard, like a light chocolate note. It's really something else. So the nose, creme brulee, coconut oil, chocolate pudding, invoke the creamy richness of toasted American oak, tarragon, nutmeg. I'm not good enough to get tarragon or nutmeg. I can't get, unless I train my nose like Fred Minnick or somebody with all these spices, I wouldn't get that. But your basics, yeah, I would, like what I just described. Yeah, I wasn't even close. The Mizunora, I mean, look, sometimes these distilleries, I understand. You create something, you're a little bit more in love with it, and you find all this stuff that, I haven't seen anybody reviewing this stuff knows it in any of these fashions. Palate. Darker cocoa, molasses, burnt marshmallow. Maybe burnt marshmallow I get on there. Wouldn't have thought about that. My nose didn't match them. Cola, nutmeg, telecherry, peppercorn. Savory. Finish. Rose jelly, chestnut honey, and Pinot de Charentais, French something. Also features hazelnut, eucalyptus, and Corsican mint. I got on the rye. Sweet and juicy. Sweetgrass opens on pear, lychee, and white grapefruit. I didn't get that. Classic rye flavors of cinnamon, rosemary, I got the cinnamon. Getting the cinnamon. Rosemary, fennel seed, rose hip aren't far behind. Incuitous texture and sandy tannin are complemented by a delicate astringency so common to Canadian rye whiskey. All right. Palate. Sweet and juicy. That it is. Sweetgrass opens on pear, lychee, and vanilla white grapefruit. Classic rye flavors of cinnamon, rosemary, fennel seed, rose hips. So the palate should match the nose, and their finish. Fresh and clean. Persistent tannin and astringency focus on powerful bursts of camphor, chalk dust, and scorched earth. I got none of that. I don't know where they're getting this crap, but there are a few notes. I still feel it's crisp. Like almost appley, white pear. So I can't score myself based on their overall impressions. But what I can do is close out this video, because it's very long, and tell you over and over again how wonderful each one of these was, and that I'm glad I reviewed them, that I highly recommend all of them. I can't really say that one's a favorite over the other, just because they're so distinct and so unique from each other. You know, and how pleasantly surprised, again, not to beat a dead horse, that they all weren't. And they're just wonderful. So if you look at these labels, definitely pick them up as part of their core line, and look for the limit. I'm going to look for that limited release and see if I can get something on this, and maybe even down the road do some head-to-heads on, you know, a lot of these source products and see who you like the best. This is definitely the most bougie and most expensive of the ones in my limited experience, in terms of the Sag, in terms of the Penelope, and now this guy. So having said that, if you have a tight budget and you're looking for, you know, hey, Christmas is coming, or hey, this next holiday is coming, I want to celebrate with the guys and I want to treat them to something that they may not know about, this is your real special occasion, because these have age on them too, right? So you're paying for a little bit of age. This guy, this has kind of moved into my everyday. It's just, they're just wonderful. All these new source products are really, really great. I'm curious to see if down the road they'll actually do their own, you know. But then the pressure you're gonna have, like with a Widow Jane, or a Penelope even, or even Bardstown, and I left Bardstown out of it. You know, Bardstown finally put out their own single barrel, and that's wonderful, and it's priced right. And what I was going to get at was they started doing sourced, and they were blending wonderful product, and they still do. So the pressure was on to really come up with something that would be relatively close to what they were blending. And they did. And they came through, you know, and got, like, you know, high marks for it, because they also put out a real budget-friendly whiskey that just tastes fantastic. So the pressure's going to be on for these guys if they do go down that road. You know, it'd be real hard to beat some of these flavor points with a straight, you know what I'm saying? With a regular straight bourbon. So, at any rate, long-winded video again. This long version just might be on Patreon. So, not that I have a lot of traffic on Patreon, but I am trying to promote my Patreon page. Give me a like, give me a subscribe. Tune in, give me any suggestions, and stay frosty, my friends. We'll see you on the next video.